It's Eric Bakker, the Naturopath in New Zealand. Thank you for coming back. Have you guys got a microwave oven? I think everyone's got one. Everyone used to think they're bad, and now people are starting to rethink if microwaves are bad or not. So if you have a good look online, you'll see lots and lots of different, people basically say that microwaves are quite okay. They're pretty safe. The jury's out, they say. Other people say they're bad, keep away from them, your head will drop off, or you'll turn into a freak show if you start using a microwave. So a lot of these people are likely conspiracy theorists too. So, people that really jump on the bandwagon when they hear a piece of information and they quickly spread it out to others. But let's look at the facts. Microwave radiation is a very high base frequency radiation like radio waves. Well, they're much higher radio waves, but microwaves are just under that. So that's the logic is probably like saying if you put your hand in front of a radio, it's going to drop off, because there's radio waves being emitted there, to and from the radio. So be careful about jumping on the bandwagon, people. So nutrient loss is something you need to look at probably more than anything. But the criteria really for keeping a food intact is to heat it for the shortest possible time with the minimal amount of water. And microwaves can do that quite okay. Am I a supporter of microwaves? Well, I don't really like them. I don't use one. We've got one in our kitchen. It's my son's microwave. He seems to like it. He cooks eggs in it and cooks all sorts of stuff in it. I prefer to do things the old-fashioned way. But yeah, I wouldn't say the jury's out on it. Enough scientific research has shown now that for the last, 50-odd years since microwaves have been around, that many people haven't really ended up turning into Martians or, crazy, weird, like freak show monsters from using them or dropped of cancer. So they seem to be okay. But the water-soluble vitamins always worry me. When you heat something up to such an extreme temperature, what are you doing with it? But look, you're doing the same when you're putting food in a fry pan or you're putting food, in a conventional oven. You're going to heat it up to high temperature anyway. So microwaves are probably okay because of the amount of limited exposure that people get to that microwave. You're not really got your hand on top of that microwave, just like you wouldn't have your hand on top of the gas stove when you're cooking food. So even if you move away 10 or 12 inches from the microwave, the radiation drops off significantly. It's not my preferred way of cooking. I've tasted food cooked in microwaves. I don't really like it. But the common thing people say is that proteins get denatured. It's actually not good to cook meat in a microwave because it stuffs the protein up on it. Well, it's actually not true either. So denaturing basically means heating up and changing a protein from one structure to another. You're changing the form of it. We're not talking about changing the isomer of the protein, changing it from an L to a D form, for example. But I won't go there, so it's a bit too complicated talking about isomerization of the protein molecules. That's not really what occurs with microwaves, okay? It just heats the food up like a conventional cooking source will do, but it heats it up through a radiation source. So it's up to you whether you use a microwave or not. I prefer not to use them. I haven't seen any research suggesting they're bad for gut health or they destroy gut health any more than any other cooking method. But it's your call. If you want to use a microwave, I think they're perfectly okay to use. My son seems to be quite happy with it. But yeah, it's not my way of cooking. Don't forget to click on the link if you want my free report in the box down below. Thanks for tuning in.